I would like to focus on the critically important work of teachers and leaders. The teaching and learning that happens in schools every day are what drives American education. We spend a lot of time talking about reform, about the proper federal role, about the cost of education, and the need for more funding, and about competitive versus formula. And all of those are important debates to have. But we can never lose sight of the impact our decisions have in classrooms, where teachers are doing the hard work every single day of helping our children learn. Every decision must be viewed through the framework of improving instruction for our nation's children. Our partnership with teachers and parents' partnerships with teachers empowers them to do their job well. We believe that there is a lot in our proposal that teachers will like. We know that there is a lot under the current law that teachers don't like. Most teachers believe that we have a broken system of accountability. Many teachers believe their evaluation support systems are flawed. We need a system of accountability that is fair. I have never met a teacher yet who is afraid of accountability. All they ask is for a system that measures each child's progress, not this year's students against last year's students. We need better evaluation systems that are honest and useful and elevates rather than diminishes the teaching profession. All told, we are requesting a record $3.9 billion to strengthen the teaching profession, an increase of $350 million. We begin with the understanding that teaching is some of the toughest and absolutely the most important work in society, and we are deeply committed to making it a better profession for teachers. To start with, we are encouraging the development of high-quality teacher preparation programs. Today, many teachers tell us that they are underprepared for what they face in the classroom. They have to learn too much on the job. We are encouraging the development of meaningful career ladders and stronger efforts to retain the great teachers we have. We lose far too many of those great young teachers due to a lack of support. From newly hired teachers to tenured teachers to master teachers, mentors, department heads, and principals, we need to rebuild education as a profession with real opportunities for growth that sustain a teacher's craft over a career, not just a couple of years. We want to encourage schools and districts to rethink how teachers can best do their jobs, how they collaborate, how they use their time outside the classroom, and how they shape professional development programs. When adults have time to collaborate and solve school problems together, they're going to be much more productive and they'll get better results for our children. Teachers must be at the center of those efforts. We are also investing in principals to create better instructional leaders so that teachers will have the leadership they need to do better work. Historically, I think our department has underinvested in principal leadership, and we're looking to dramatically change that. Good principals, as we know, recruit and retain great talent. Bad principals run off talent. As for teacher evaluation systems, our goal is a system that is fair, honest, and useful, and built around a definition of teacher effectiveness developed with teachers that includes multiple measures, never just a single test score. Teachers need great principals for support, and we will also ask for fair evaluation systems for principals. We want to use these systems to support teachers in their instructional practice and to reward great teachers for all they do, including advancing student learning. We also want to reward them for working in high-need schools. If we're serious about closing the achievement gap, we must close the opportunity gap our children all too often face. As I mentioned, we will change the accountability system to make it fairer. For the first time, we will be holding not just schools and teachers accountable for student success, but districts and states as well. This must be a shared responsibility. Teachers can't teach and principals can't lead where they are not well supported at the local and state level. We want to stop mislabeling thousands of schools as failures. Instead, we want to challenge them to close achievement gaps with targeted strategies designed by teachers and principals together. Similarly, everyone should get credit for helping students who are behind catch up, even if they do not yet meet standards. A sixth grade teacher whose students start the year 3 grade levels behind and their students advance by 2 grade levels should be applauded, not labeled as a failure. That teacher is not a failure. That teacher is not a good teacher. That teacher is a great teacher. She is accelerating student learning, and we must learn from her example, not stigmatize her. The same is true for districts and states as well. We want to give many more schools and districts the flexibility to improve by focusing much more on the chronically lowest performing schools and those with the largest achievement gaps that aren't closing, while giving teachers and principals of the other schools more flexibility and incentives to succeed. We're also calling for assessments that measure deep learning, not test-taking skills, assessments that can engage and encourage learning and provide teachers with meaningful, quick feedback. And we want students, parents, teachers, and communities working towards a meaningful bar and support them in getting there. The goal of the K-12 system has to be to prepare students for the next step on their journey, college and a career. The system needs to be focused on that goal. Dumbed-down standards mean we are lying to children, giving them false hope and undermining the high standards teachers have for their students. That must end. We're calling for over $1 billion to fund a complete education because a whole child is a successful adult. We want schools investing in the arts, history, science, languages, and all of the learning experiences that contribute to a well-rounded education. This is critically important. Finally, we're seeking $1.8 billion to support students by encouraging community engagement and support and exposure to other positive adults. Teachers cannot do it alone. They need parents, community leaders, social service agencies, and other supportive adults in the school, helping to reinforce a culture of learning and respect. A parent is always a child's first teacher and will always be their most important teacher. I also want to say that ESEA reauthorization provides us with the opportunity to promote early learning programs from birth through third grade. We need to ensure that children attend high-quality early learning programs that sustain achievement. At the federal level, we can encourage the alignment of standards and assessments across early learning programs in schools. We can coordinate professional development efforts. We can engage families in their children's learning. It's time to learn from the success of high-quality programs. As the President has pointed out, that pipeline will never work properly unless the road to college begins at birth. Thank you for the opportunity to discuss our comprehensive reform of ESEA. This will be one of the most dramatic changes in the law's history. It will fundamentally change the federal role in education. We want to move from being a compliance monitor to being an engine of innovation. The urgency of these reforms has never been greater. Our children and our future are at risk. So let's together do the difficult but necessary things our schools demand and our children deserve. We know that schools can transform the lives of children. We have literally thousands of examples of schools serving high-poverty populations that are accelerating student achievement. We need to reward them and hold them up as examples for others to follow. I thank you for all that you have done and all you will do to make education America's highest priority and greatest legacy. We need to work together to continue that legacy and deliver a world-class education for every child. Thank you so much.